Now it's time to discuss footprinting. Now earlier we discussed the hacking methodology, or methods and processes, if you will. And the first stage of that was reconnaissance. Footprinting is a part of that reconnaissance stage. And what footprinting does for us is that it helps us gather as much information as we can on a given target. And this target could be a system, it could be a network, it could be an entire organization, or it could be just one person or a few people that work for the organization. Now, what do we need this information for? Well, it helps us start planning our hacking attack. It helps us develop possible attack vectors. It also may give us insight into weaknesses and vulnerabilities of the organization or system. Now, typically we gather information about a wide variety of things having to do with an organization or whatever our target is. But we may gather specific information about certain employees, such as the IT people, the security people, and so forth, or the president of the company even. We also may gather information about the organization itself, what kind of business it does, its business partners, its activities, and so forth. We really want information on the network infrastructure, what kind of systems there are, the IP address space, and so forth. And if we can get it, we'd like to have information on any security methods, processes, procedures, or controls that are in place that may prevent us from attacking the organization. Now, footprinting can be either active or passive. Passive footprinting means that there's no direct contact with the organization. We don't actually hack the organization, we don't scan them. We gather information outside the confines of the organization itself. We might use the internet, business databases, and things of that nature. It's pretty much any information we can find online that's available to the public. Now, active footprinting means that there is some kind of direct contact or interaction with our target. And this could be interaction with the people in the form of social engineering. This could also mean physical access. Maybe we enter the premises of the organization disguised as a janitor or a salesperson or a maintenance person or something like that. And we case the joint, to use a term from organized crime. We may kind of see what the layout is, who works where, what the security is, and so forth. We also may take photos or video to help us plan our attack later. So these are kind of active things we would do to interact with the organization. Again, this is just footprinting. We're not actually attacking an organization yet. We're just gathering information. And the things I've mentioned will help us gather information on the organization. Now, what are our sources? And we'll go through these a little bit more in depth as we go through the course. But some sources that come to mind immediately include internet searches, searching websites and so forth that may have information about the target. Google hacking is a big one, and we'll talk about that specifically. The Whois database, which gives us information about the network and domain of a target. DNS footprinting does that as well. We also may look at organizational websites, the company website, and its different pages that are on the website that may give us information. Again, this is all publicly available information. And what we're doing is we're trying to assemble a database of the organization. We're trying to gather pieces of a puzzle to put it together. We also may look at social media, because a lot of employees, even companies these days, have social media sites like blogging sites and so forth. We also may look at job sites that belong to the company or to another job search agency like Monster.com or something like that. Obviously, we'll try social engineering, maybe talking to employees and getting information from them. We may surveil the facilities, take pictures or video of the organization and its physical facilities. We also may get information from market partners or even competitors about the organization. There's a lot of public resources out there like the SEC and so forth. There's marketing materials from the company itself that may give us information. And there's compliance or legal reports that are out there. A lot of companies and organizations have to file certain mandatory reports in order to comply with governance or the law. All of these are sources of really good information. Now you may ask yourself, what kind of information am I after as a hacker? Well, on the screen here are some things that we actually are looking for. Again, each little piece of this information that we gather can help us plan out an attack, different attack vectors possibly, tell us where weaknesses are, also possibly tell us where the defenses are that we may have to get around. Some things we're looking for in footprinting are an IP address range for their network, what types of computer systems and equipment such as routers, firewalls, and so forth they may have, what kind of operating systems they use, maybe even applications, database versions, and so forth. We're looking at key personnel. Who is the security person? Who is the IT person? Who are the senior managers? We may be trying to get phone numbers so we can conduct social engineering attacks on those folks. We may also be looking at business relationships, maybe the relationship with the company to another company or to a competitor, or even relationships that businessmen and women have with other business personnel. We may look at contracts that they have with other companies to determine what kind of business ventures they're planning together, products they're producing. We may look at financial data. A lot of this information is not relevant to the attack, but it can tell us information. It may even help us build a target. Based upon financial data, we may decide that there's some money in this attack. So maybe they could afford blackmail or something like that. So there's all kinds of information a hacker may want for different reasons. We also are looking for security methods and procedures. What kind of security processes and controls are in place? And obviously, we're also looking for information about the network infrastructure, what protocols are used, and things of that nature. So this is the information we're looking at when we talk about footprinting, and all of this helps us build a database of information about the organization or the target.